way.
Does it not?
We'll find out. Maybe we won't as we jump into game number 1 in our final series here today. It is Falcons versus AVULUS. If you guys are just tuning in, you've missed some great Dota so far. We got one more day of group stage ahead of us. Both these teams desperately need some wins here. AVULUS maybe a little bit more than Falcons, but this series could be the defining factor in one of these teams making it to the phase 2 of the group stage, right, Zach?
Yeah, Falcons gonna be a little bit favored here. I know AVULUS can do it, especially if they get the ball rolling, get a lot of successful rotations in with the Nature's Prophet. That is what I'm a little scared of, though. I feel like Falcons draft is going to be able to handle it, and that the ability to shackle and to set things up is not going to be easy into this draft. I think this Ringmaster is going to have an amazing game.
When doesn't Ringmaster have an amazing game? And especially in the hands of Crit, you just got to assume it's going to be a good game for him.
The battle begins.
Skitter gets the rune here from the Tidehunter. We've started seeing that ward way more often in that bottom river, right? Like on that ledge there. I feel like that's become a lot more common of a starting ward.
Ever
They
they
both
shifted the
teams have the mid lane ward at the same spot.
Yeah, they shifted that tree line a little bit, so that became better for invading or defending, depending which team wants to use it, as well as seeing rotations over, which, seeing as Falcons placed it, they're looking at Shadow Shaman, right? Tidehunter's an offlaner that can be left alone easily, so Shadow Shaman's going to look to do other stuff, like impact mid, and that's what that Observer will help with.
Yeah. It's going to be the first few levels of the mid lane are going to be just Earthshaker trying to get as many denies as possible and slow down the Nature's Prophet, because the lane will get harder as the Nature's Prophet gets more levels. But these early, there's the early like wave 1 and 2 where you just have the enchant totem span. Easy to secure CS.
I like this. Desire actually blocked his own hard camp. This is actually quite rare to see. But something that you can do on the Warlock is Fatal Bonds, and then just do a bunch of AoE damage, which Medusa can do. So you pressure the enemy a lot, shove the lane in, and then you pull the hard camp yourself to fix it, and Fatal Bonds it to the enemies again if they try to contest. AVULUS just wants the lane to come out naturally, or doing their own, like Medusa and Warlock can't help but shove the lane, and they don't want to give the options to Falcon to fix it.
I do like that idea. It's actually kind of cool.
And he's going to go do another body block here, so still no camps for Falcon. Mid lane, 11 and 6, 6 and 2.
Yep.
Very good for Malrine so far.
I mean, maybe he was expecting the mid Nature's Prophet, and obviously this guy has played an absurd amount of Dota, so he maybe just feels a little bit more comfortable in the matchup than maybe some would, and he's got himself a really good start to the lane. Like I said, I think it should tilt back to the Nature's Prophet at some point here, where he should be able to just harass the Earthshaker once he has more levels in that summon treant, but maybe he will just go for like Sprout spam. I'm not sure.
It's also a lane you don't have to crush. Like at some point you'll take teleportation and you'll start moving to the sides, and that can be how you recover.
Desire will go ahead and creep drag, block the camp again.
Also shoving up a lot. Falcon trying to do various tricks to keep the lane near the tower. Pango, not the strongest laner. Jakiro and Terrorblade, actually some of the strongest laners. So you just have to do your best to keep equilibrium near your tower and survive. Eventually get that diffusal, I assume. Sometimes you rush the blink, but I think this is a perfectly fine defusal game.
Yeah, I like the idea of defusal here for Amar. We'll see if they can do anything with the level 3 timing on the side of AVULUS in that lane, but it looks like Fly is just going to back up, try and get a pull going to try and keep this equilibrium back in their favor. There is no pull. It is warded, so he will not be able to do that.
Oh, they used a sneaky spot. Crit actually started with the Quelling Blade, disguising it as, oh, I'm playing against nature, I need a Quelling Blade. But you can also use it to actually cut some sneaky trees in the small camp on the dire side to block it. Fly, aware of it though, eats the right tree, opens it up, has it unblocked now.
I thought they had like tried to remove those types of wards from creep camps, but I think there's still a couple still remaining.
You have to have a Quelling Blade for that one. Top lane, Fly getting pretty low.
That is first blood for Crit, and well, Smiling Knight, I don't think he really wants to stick around here. Without any help, the meta can't really be used. Is that 2 points in Tame the Beast that I saw, or was that Impalement Arts?
It's 2 points in Impalement Arts.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, pretty strong versus a tanky hero like Jakiro. Lots of health, so you get a little bit more value out of Impalement Art and second charge. Just even more to work with, especially when you don't have any setup. Like Pango has no way to help you land Tame the Beast. If you have an offlaner with a stun or a root, you see 2 points to Tame the Beast a little bit more often.
Meanwhile, mid lane, Mobe will get feared up here from Crit, take a little bit of damage, as they're going to try and do what they can to pressure him out of the lane for these 6-minute power runes that are coming up in just about 20 minutes. Now, Maureen has Echo Slam. I also want to point out, he is going the build that I actually mentioned the other day when we were talking about mid shakers. It's the 4-1-4. He's going to go 4 points into Fissure, 4 points into Aftershock, then leave the Enchant Totem at level 1. He'll go for a Blink Dagger into Kaya, or maybe rushes the Kaya. It's a ridiculous amount of magic damage that actually comes out from this. So I really hope to see it, because I've heard about it and I've seen it played once.
Whispers of this
yeah
build.
Yeah, so I'm like, I've been hoping to see it, and with the way Malrina's skilling right now, I think that's what we're gonna see. Which against the Terrorblade makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It makes sense when Medusa's gonna have a lot of physical damage. So is Pango. So if you can get a little magic damage from your mid laner, this Earthshaker could help you have some diversity on it, so that the enemy can't just build armor and counter all of you.
Ooh, Amar's in pretty deep
out of here.
Dual breath in 1 second. Will Fly connect with it? The slow, it's there, but he's got a shield crash and 12 wand charges. He's gonna be just fine. Drops his item, gets his wand reset. Now there is a Shadow Shaman turning the corner though, and now Amar is gonna regret sticking around just a little bit too long. 7-minute Wisdom Shrine. No, will be grabbed by Crit.
He was stacking and getting the Wisdom Shrine. So even though Pango dies, he can maybe go clear some stacks when he respawns. Catch back up, get a little help from snaking on those clears.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Snaking, the downside of picking a Medusa carry, has not been able to find any Black Grimoire charges on the Warlock. Something we see where you fight a little bit, you know, early bounty rune fights, you get a couple charges, you use them now, and you actually get level 6, and you start using the Warlock ult really early to take some, like a quick kill into early towers. But it's been a very passive lane for him, so he's still just at the default 1 charge, and doesn't really open up this early 6 timing at all.
Oh, Skitter might be in some trouble here. There's the Shackles. Dual breath. Nature's Prophet coming in as well. He's got 18 wand charges, but surrounded by 4 members of AVULUS. He is not going to make it out of this one. The kill goes the way of Mobe, and well, Malrine commits the Echo Slam. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a replay of that. He just deleted an entire jungle of creeps.
Is under attack.
But
What we often see from the early echoes, it's just get the farm for your blink, because without the blink, it's so hard to land an echo on a hero. Maybe against a melee core in the mid lane, but versus the Nature's Prophet, it's pretty impossible. So just use it to get the farm, and it means he's only 200 gold away from his blink.
Yeah, it is going to be 4-1-4. I love this. I'm so excited. I can't tell you if you, or I don't know if you can tell. I'm very excited to see this build on the Earthshaker, because it is surprising the amount of damage it does.
Those jungle camps were very surprised, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. He just like blinks on top of you, presses fissure, you lose like half your health instantly.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's got an amplify damage smoking top lane here. There it is. It's doing a lot of work. Fly down just a fraction of HP. They go for Smiling Knight here with the Rolling Thunder, but the Fissure actually kind of blocking Amar off for now. They will continue to dive for more. They'll grab themselves the first kill. And without an Echo Slam, obviously you can't really find the kill there, but Amar in some trouble now as Mobe is going to TP to the top side. They even commit the Ravage to make sure that he does not get out of this, but he's healing up quite a bit. On the other side of the fight, they do find the Earthshaker, saved though by the Escape Act. You talked about this early on. It is so good. Fissure into the Wheel of Wonder, almost kills Smiling Knight. He needs a Sunder, forced to get Desire.
He'll take that, though. Amar gets out, but you kill the Warlock. I actually thought they were going to pressure a little bit with the Natures and the TV. Thought maybe this pays off in the form of an early tier 1 tower. Yeah, it feels a little less like it's paying off now. That was a big rotation to just get a support kill. Looks like they steal some stacks of the triangle, so maybe not too bad. The next time you will have Echo on this Earthshaker. They didn't quite have enough damage to kill Terrorblade last time.
Yeah. I mean, he's picked up his level 10 talent too, so the extra 90 fissure damage. It's now a 380 damage nuke combined with the Aftershock. So he's just back into the top lane, trying to find more heroes, and it will just be AVULUS possibly conceding the tower as there is a... the catapult... I think it lives, but it does live. All right, so the catapult will stay alive. They'll fort the tower for now, trying their best to keep this one alive, as Terrorblade will send another illusion in, and Amar will be forced to try and tank this for as long as he possibly can until the next wave comes in.
Yeah, with the Warlock here, you can tank this unless someone actually comes to push you off, which no one is. They're trying to make a play mid.
Mid tower is actually dead faster. Between, you know, Catapult and a Jakiro, they do manage to take the mid tower. So a trade at the end of the day for AVULUS ends up being pretty good.
While Mobe quietly farming away. It's going to be a very similar build to carry Nature's Prophet to start. Maelstrom, Mjolnir. See if it changes at all, but you do kind of play it in the same way Terrorblade carry versus Terrorblade offlanes really just carry Terrorblade in both roles. Nature's Prophet feels very similar from carry to mid. It's like, just gonna go carry build. Which is a little concerning. Two hard carrying type heroes in the Terrorblade and Nature's. A lot of wrap potential, sending illusions down lanes.
They do get the Echo Slam mid. They will drop everything on the Tidehunter to make sure he dies, and that will open up this mid tower as a result. Fly should be safe, makes his way back to the tier 2 tower. And, well, I say that, Wrath of Nature nearly kills Snake King's Golem, which they do manage to drop the aggro on it, but the rest of the heroes starting to trickle in here, potentially a Smiling Knight here on the Terrorblade. Wants to try and punish this. Has the meta, will finally commit it.
100 gold.
But this is the defusal out from Amar, and with the, there's the fissure, connects onto 2, takes a ton of damage. Amar here caught in the middle, stuck inside. Does the shackles come through? Another sprout instead. All right, good hold. I thought that tower was dead for sure.
I think they overextended a little bit, giving AVULUS room to rotate the heroes in, and get that defense in. It did take your shaman wards though, so you're not going to be using that to push any towers. But I guess there's not that many towers to take because the mid tier 1 and the bottom tier 1 are already gone. You'd like to get that offlane tower, but it's not so important on the dire side since the Tormentor is down here. You can just save the next Serpent wards to help you with Tormentor.
Yeah,
or pick off before that.
I think Serpent Wards for Tormentor is always really strong. It's like, right, Serpent Wards for Roche or Tormentor, right? You see that every once in a while, but I like being able to commit it for that. You'll have Ravage up. They will have Echo Slam up, so we'll see which team wants to actually fully commit for it, or maybe neither team will, and we're just talking about it for nothing. We'll have to see.
I love talking for nothing. Zibe going for his blink. Sanj and Yasha on Terrorblade. I'm trying to see when they actually want to group up, because so far they've played mostly defensive, just responding to Falcons. They seem pretty patient here. Maybe Falcons does that as well. It's 4-4 as we get to the 15-minute Tormentor. Only Falcons is in position right now. AVULUS might be giving this up. No contest. Maybe take the tier 1 top as a trade.
I mean, they could just go right into Roche, honestly. They do have the Serpent Wards. Like, it's a possibility, but the rotation not fast enough. Tormentor, yeah, it is dead. Scouted out here by the Trid. Dude, what if it gets the last hit, actually? Ooh. That Wrath of Nature? It's gonna kill Snake King? Okay. That was close. But with so many low heroes... Wait, where's Roche? What is it doing? It's so slow.
Slowly walking, yeah.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
No.
I'm telling you, it's too slow. It's 15:30 to get over here, you know? He's got to pick up the pace.
All right, and
actually,
with this,
if you run in and let him throw you, he starts walking faster. So that's maybe something they could have forced earlier.
I see. Rolling Thunder coming through, stuck inside the Roche pit now is Amar. Skitter actually losing a decent chunk of health here. Does have 16 wand charges to play around, but Amar completely isolated from the rest of his team. The Ravage to zone him out. They secure the kill onto the Pango as a regen spawns in Desire, and he's just gonna take it for himself. You do have to be careful of these fissures and the Echo Slam. Zibe needs to find this Earthshaker and stay on top of him.
I can't believe Smiling Knight counts as being in the pit right now. Ooh, Malrine.
Malrine, you just blink straight in, catches a Sprout as well, chops through the trees, almost dropping the Golem. Fissure out. They are stacking up the damage. Again, Zibe is an unmovable object, just playing ring around the rosy here on the high ground, but with Pango respawning, they're actually afraid to commit, and they might just find themselves a kill onto the Tidehunter instead. Ice Path out, Gorgon's Grasp connects. He's gonna pop that Kraken Shell to try and buy himself some space, but the damage is there. 30 seconds without the Tidehunter now, and it will be Falcons, the ones claiming the Roshan in teams.
Macro Pyre, you can maybe fight. I guess not. Yeah, forcing Roche that early is tough. They needed to do that trick where you like get Roche to throw as he leaves the bottom pit, so he moves a little bit faster. But this is the issue with Roche. I've complained about this. He's too slow. He never picks anyone up in fights, but it also just takes him ages to get to his second home, and that actually cost AVULUS the chance to steal Roche in exchange for the Tormentor. Though I think once Falcons gets there, you shouldn't force it as much because Falcons can't do Roche unless you had already done most of it for them, which is pretty much what happened there.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they should have contested the Tormentor harder, because the Wrath of Nature did so much work. It almost killed 3 heroes. Like, they could have...
I am surprised they didn't.
They could have easily committed more heroes down there and potentially take that.
Yeah, I think the team fight is what scared them, but I think you could be pushing out lanes with Natures while the other 4 posture, and you're winning the economic advantage as both teams like carefully wait like for a minute down there, you know?
Yeah. Well, Amar now has his Blink Dagger on the Pangolier after his Diffusal. Shadow Shaman working towards his. It is going to be the Maelstrom build on the Medusa. So that's going to be picked up. Likely to be the Aghanim Scepter to follow.
Early Boots of Travel on the Earth Shaker. I like the idea to try to match some of the rotations of Nature's Prophet. Of course, you had to spend money on it compared to Nature's, so relative gold-wise, he's a little stronger. Ooh, I did not see the two supports next to each other down there. I think that's a quick Blink Echo to kill two supports.
Marina has the shard now as well, so a lot of gank potential from him. Has this Arcane Rune, would love to put this to use. Meanwhile, the Medusa is cleaning up some massive stacks in the triangle. Nature's Prophet farming on her own side. So they're having a great, the two carries, or I guess two quote-unquote carries. The Nature's Prophet, always one of the carries, but Smiling Knight, still a carry in essence. Echo Slam behind the tower, lots of damage being dropped in. Is he gonna get a Sunder? He needs some help. He will be the Shadow Shaman coming in to save him. As Amar should be okay to get out. I said Zibe, he actually blinks up onto the high ground, doesn't find him. It's barely out of vision, so that's Golem down as well as their Rolling Thunder.
And the Echo. They used everything
and
to
Echo.
kill Smiling Knight, but they couldn't actually lock him down. He wasn't near any creeps, so the Echo didn't do that much. And he's got the Sanj and Yasha. Otherwise, maybe the chain stun's a little better, but he'd already finished that, so that's a... Sure, you get AVULUS to rotate a couple heroes to their own half of the base, but it's really not that big of a deal. And you're probably going to spend most of this Aegis waiting for the abilities to come back up. You'll have maybe a minute to do something, but without Golem. Roll and Echo are up much sooner.
Radiant
They're trying to find...
Oh, Blink
double
Ravage! On to two. They need to be able to grab this Earthshaker. They do. He's taken out. That's going to be the Aegis. Ice Path as he respawns into the Macro Fire. Malrine ripped apart here from AVULUS. A great two-hero kill and a perfect Blink reveal from this Tidehunter.
What a find. Earthshaker and crit next to each other. Can't even use the escape act to save anybody.
Did they get the Wisdom Shrine here too?
There seems like
Yeah,
it.
they do. Yeah, Tidehunter stole it away.
Radiant's top tower is
So
under
Dead in the
attack.
Water actually purchased from him as well. So he wants his own shard. Mobe on the other side is going to go back, get their own Wisdom Shrine. And he can rejoin his team in just about 5 seconds. So AVULUS hitting a pretty powerful stride right now, especially since your Nature's Prophet has a BKB. He's willing to fight.
We have seen situations where Nature's, if they have a tough time choosing where to teleport into the fight, it takes too long to get there and you don't get to contribute enough. And that can be tricky this game when there's the Echo, Golem, roll, the Medusa with the Stone Gaze, right? It's not the easiest fight to enter. So it's absolutely critical he has that BKB. He'll still have to be careful with what he chooses to go to, and that could still allow
Radiant's top tower
Falcons to win the fight, considering it's a pretty close game. You know, 5-7, a 1K gold lead for AVULUS. It's been a very slow game from both teams so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the Falcons playstyle a lot of times, right? Like, they just try and they want to play and to farm and push for the late game. And now that Skitter has his Ags, we're definitely going to see him start to skyrocket in the net worth. I don't know if he'll ever stay in front of the Nature's Prophet, as this is just, you know, he's the best farming hero in all of Dota right now. But you have to worry about the Terrorblade, and this is the part from the playstyle that worries me, right? You're going to be going late game into two of the best late game carries.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
True. I do think Medusa farms faster in terms of like when you're at farm. It's the map efficiency from the natures that allows him to potentially farm faster. But if you do have good wards down and you start taking more towers, that's where it gets scary as a natures to try to play the map. Though you can always do stuff like he's doing doing right now, which is you just go farm the enemy's half of the map. Well, I TP'd back to his own half of the map.
I mean, he's cutting the wave as well with his treant, right? Like, so he clears some jungle camps bottom, he cuts the wave, and they're gonna try and start grouping up behind Skitter here. And on top side, they are working on a tower of their own. And Falcons smoked up, but AVULUS, they're not falling for this bait at all.
It also means they lose half their tower, though. And he's still there, so...
Oh, Zibe kind of stuck. He's very stuck, actually, and he's very dead if he doesn't get some help here soon. Amar with the Rolling Thunder making a lot of space onto the backside of the fight here. With this, Rolling Thunder is spent, and he will have to... Oh, I didn't even realize. Pango went Midas to deal with the Nature's Prophet.
Oh, yeah, that's why he
Or
got
just
it.
to farm. Yeah, it's hard
Wink,
to tell.
wink. I mean, there's a lot of good Pango items this game, so wanting the Midas to farm a little faster. But also feeling the pace of the game, right? He's like, I mean, this is a pretty slow game, guys. I think we're going late. Might as well get the Midas, and it'll totally help with the treants. That's why I'm getting it.
I see, yeah.
Don't even disagree. It has been a slow game. He's got his Ags queued next, which is very strong in general, but especially versus a Terrorblade. I think Basher's not bad this game as a way to... Another way you can cancel something like Shackles.
They scan the Shaker. They know he's here somewhere, and Desire is trying to find the angle, but fortunately for them, Shaker went north, and they will not find him. It was a decent read. They almost collided there, and that would have been a huge kill. They're still chasing, but now he's going to TP bottom, so Maureen will be safe. Mjolnir now finished up for the Medusa.
Tormentor again.
Dire's middle tower is under
I've already checked for observers. See if a Treant walks in, gets another kill.
So who gets the second shard here? Okay, it goes to... Oh, that's interesting. You don't normally see the top net worth player, but I guess they almost all have their shards except for snaking.
Feels bad to be snaking right now.
It's like, come on, guys. I didn't even get to use like Grimoire this game either.
All I've done is press W on people. You know what? He doesn't even have a point in upheaval though, so maybe it's better this way. He went for a 4-4-0 build.
Gotta invest in your supports though. It always pays off in the end.
Why do you think he doesn't have a point in upheaval? Because he doesn't have a shard.
We'll see what AVULUS want to do here. It looks like they're grouping for a smoke. There it is. Okay. So I don't think they have any vision on where Falcons is at the moment. They do see the Manta illusions from the Medusa come out from the triangle, so they do have a decent read on where she is, and the team might be close by. They will see Skitter, but is that the hero you actually want to initiate on? Not when you don't see the Ringmaster. As Crit is just hiding in the trees nearby, gets a ward sentry down. So who do you go for? What are they trying to find here on AVULUS?
Any of the big team fight that you can take out right away, like the Earthshaker, the Pango, the Warlock. But they're doing a great job just positioning in the back, hiding in trees, letting this Medusa be on the front. And you don't want to jump her. It just feels like a waste. And it feels like you're setting yourself up to get echoed and rolled. So after walking back and forth a little bit, they're just going to break apart again. It is one of the nice things about Nature's, right? He gets way back to his own half of the map. While still being able to join in. Map efficiency we usually talk about. But it does mean we are still waiting here for both teams to find whatever they're looking to find.
I think they have found it, Zach. They're looking for creeps, man. They want money.
That's true.
These guys are like, guys, why play Dota when we can farm all day? That is the key here. So second Roche here, gonna be the target for Falcons.
Gives a little roar.
Got rid of the ward in the river there as well, which is a big deal.
Treants are pushing in the bottom lane. So if you don't finish this up soon, you are going to start losing buildings. This angle is very awkward for AVULUS, though. They're scattered on different sides.
This is why the Mjolnir is just so good against the Terrorblade. They just dropped the Golem. He's like, screw it, dude. Just go in there and hit this thing. Like, which, I mean, maybe this gives a moment for them to try and do some work here. The Reflection actually kind of owning. But Roshan down quite a bit of health. You've got to get into the pit here, Zibe. Might get some vision here from the Terrorblade, and does. The Ravage would be massive. Is there another Reflection? There is. The Ravage does come out. Everything's on the deck, but no one's picked it up. Skinner gets in with a sliver of HP, and he will clean up. As no one can deal with this Medusa. She's just sitting here attacking for free. Smiling Knight finally gets to connect on some of these attacks, but she's coming back with full life. So far, a decent win here from Falcons, but will they get punished? They do manage to find a nice kill onto Amar. Did he intend to blink over the Roche pit?
Did Mobe intend to teleport straight into everyone? No, looks like everything's fine, actually. Dead in the water on the
Dead in the
Medusa.
water? Yeah, you gotta deal with this. Okay, hold on. Maybe you've gone in too far, guys. He is dead. No Sunder. Doesn't get the BKB off in time. I mean, he did, but there's not in time to prevent all the damage, and now Fly. Well, I don't think he's making out of this one either. AVULUS extend way too far, lose 2 more heroes. And Falcons pretty happy with that exchange.
That's when the order of operations is swapped. Like if Nature's wants someone else to start and you get the easy teleport. He went in first, so the rest of the team tried to follow up and then didn't retreat fast enough. Maybe not expecting Falcons to actually fight back there. You end up losing your Terrorblade for nothing. But you did kill the Aegis right away. Which I hate to say it, but I think means we're gonna continue just waiting till the third one.
Woo! Farming! Let's go!
I feel like we're back to a slow farming situation.
I am so excited for the 40-minute power spike that's coming in from the next Roshan.
You do have Golem again in a few seconds, so you can do something. I think Medusa is still quite strong, even without the Aegis, right? They would have loved to have that. And then you just like sit behind her. But with all their ultimates, I still think you can do it with just a little bit more care.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Please do it, guys.
We're going to see
going
Mobe
top.
continue to try and creep cut top lane. This will slow down the push. I mean, you have this essentially this one wave because you don't have mid or bottom pushed in. So this is your one shot to try and crack the high ground here as Fly. I was wondering if he might drop the Macro Pyre, but for now, holding off. We'll just try and pull the creep wave back, and Skitter going to do a lot of damage to this tier 3 tower. He might get this before the backdoor protection actually kick. I think he will get this before the backdoor protection kicks in, unless they want to pop the fortification, which they will not. All right, tier 3 cracked. Onto the melee racks.
Radiant's bottom
But with
tower
no
has
creep
fallen.
wave, this is going to come to an end.
Barracks are under attack.
Just not wanting to fight into the team fight that Falcons has. Echo, Golem, Fatal Bond, roll, everything is too scary. So trying to rat in that time. I think that we didn't see the Macro Pyre because he assumed they would have the banner, but banner is actually still in the pit, in the chaos
Wait.
of that.
Is it actually?
Yeah, because I mean, Wheel of Wonder came out, blocked the vision of everything, right? And it was a mad dash to pick up the Aegis before it gets stolen. And I think they forgot about the banner. Both teams assuming the other team must have taken it. someone's gonna check that later, get a free banner.
Okay, Earthshaker does a lot of damage now. He's not only finished up his Kayayasha, he finds a Whisper of the Dread, and he's now picked up the Aftershock damage. So Aftershock's doing like 260 damage, and his Fissure is doing 470 damage. So this guy is, he could get some work done here. Top lane, Fortification gonna come out as they track the ranged barracks, but Reflection will continue to slow Skitter down a little bit. I mean, this is... his illusions are scary.
Yeah, the Reflection does split shot as well, I noticed, so... that's something you have going for you. As strong as Skitter gets, you'll get your own copy, though he can Manta it off. And then you'll get another copy later. So something to keep in mind. The stronger Skitter gets, the more his team needs to stay away from him.
AVULUS very much need to prevent this Medusa from getting to their high ground now. And they've done a pretty decent job. But if Skitter gets to the high ground, I feel like we're going to see the barracks start to crumble, because they will be forced to fight. There is another... there's no more fortifications left. They've done a decent job at split pushing with the Shadow Shaman and the Terrorblade bottom, but the creep wave dragging from Mobe has been on point. I'm not sure if you can see this, but he has a Treant just dragging waves constantly in the top side. Actually, a little bit of a mistake. It outran, and now the creep wave lost vision, so it will be reconnecting.
Caster cursed. They did make it bottom, though, with wards, though. So they're going to drop the Shadow Shaman ult. They have Terrorblade Illusions tanking this. We have a Treant nearby. It's on the way. Needs to be microed in.
I mean, Skitter's going to get the racks here soon. That backdoor protection going to expire in just about a second. There it goes. Nice path. Meta is out. Again, just slowing them down. That's all they want. Playing for the next Roshan is the big play. There's a Daedalus now done on Smiling Knight.
One of the ways to deal with Medusa is just raw damage. A Daedalus crit from a Terrorblade in meta is an awful lot of damage to get through that mana shield. Someone found the banner. Who got that? Malreen's got the banner.
He got the Echo damage talent now as well on Malreen. Multi-hero Echoes are just going to melt heroes. Like, honestly, if this Earthshaker finds like 2 or 3 heroes in an Echo Slam, I think they will die.
Pretty bold of you to assume 2 heroes are going to be standing next to each other for the next 20 minutes.
That's a valid point.
Only Falcons has
looking to cut bottom.
Oh shit, there they are. Get them.
That tower did not live very long. They also have an Aghanim Scepter on the Tidehunter to also try and de-push. They did see the Nature's Prophet for a second, and here comes the bots. Malreen's trying to find him, but the Force Staff to the high ground. Mobe will be fine. And now that Malreen is here, this might be the green light for Shadow Shaman to have some fun bottom lane with a Nature's Prophet. So they will...
Corruption. Just Ravage to stall time. You're going to trade barracks at this rate.
I mean, yeah.
They're trying to kill Terrorblade.
The Ravage doesn't come out in time. Terrorblade gets the BKB. The Thunder to Malreen. The Ice Path is out. The Macropyre, a sliver of HP, will bail him out as Skitter will try to TP, but not as lucky for the Warlock. The Dead in the water catches the Pango as well. AVULUS, you've done it. You win a fight. You trade barracks somehow. And Roshan, well, it might be up soon. Let me see here.
That's pretty long. Sanj and Yasha, though, totally paying off on Smiling Knight there. They tried to burst him, but the stuns ending just soon enough for him to pop BKB and Sunder the Earthshaker with a sliver of health left. Absolutely massive. And now they're running it down. There's 2 tier 2s left. Natures will make quick work of this one with his Treant. Top lane, Terrorblade will do the same up there.
Oh god, he's level
so
25.
actually The creeps have been cut by the golem that they never dealt with top, so there's actually no creeps to deal with this.
But the Treants are level 25, Zach.
Yeah, that's true. Gator really did it good at dealing with these though.
Good enough.
Even he takes some time, but okay. They get the tier 3. All the rest of the heroes are going to be up soon. It's time to position for Roche. See you can either sneak this one or actually win a fight. So far, both teams mostly avoiding each other.
Who do you think's... Oh, wait, did they just find the banner?
No, it got picked up earlier.
Oh, did it? Okay.
It's been passed around. I think Snake King has it now.
Okay.
Making queued up a Dagon as well to start dealing with these Treants.
It's a necessary evil.
And Terrorblade Illusions, actually. 2 good uses.
Yeah. So, the one downside with the Terrorblade, since he farms so much with illusions, he doesn't actually have... He's not super high level himself. He's pretty far behind compared to the other couple cores in this game. But he's still got a lot of money to his name.
Money.
Oh boy, Treant, bottom lane, kill Rax. He did it. From the safety of the jungle, he did it.
Malreen's trying to deal with this, but these Treants are not easy to kill. Malreen might need to queue up his own BK Dagon. It's ranged barracks.
He's sending another one in mid.
Yeah, there's no backdoor though, so.
Oh,
They're getting the
top
top
lane.
tier 2.
Tier 2. Wards
Rat
dropped as well.
potential.
Wow.
Rat potential now opened up.
Amplifying damage, Terrorblade, gulp. Let's see if they actually do anything with this. As the Roshan is up, it's in the bottom lane, it's scouted now. Medusa also has her own butterfly now.
I'm not surprised that AVULUS is playing this way, since the Shadow Shaman final pick is catch, but it's not catch that can easily go in and live, so it ends up being pretty passive and waiting for the enemies to do so. But Falcons has been unable to find these fights. They've been getting ratted and struggling to deal with it.
That Roche
They're gonna
died
try to find
so
a kill
fast.
as people are leaving.
I mean, you got a refresher shard on the Tidehunter. They're going to go in and try and go for him. Ogre steals over the fissure. And now he will be perfectly safe. That item's
I'll
crazy,
go ahead and say what we're all thinking. Thank God there's a Midas on this Pango, because we are going late game and he's getting the money from it.
Yeah, that is true. He is. This is definitely value. I don't know if it's enough, but it is getting there.
They just haven't been able to find these fights. They're gonna get rat
Yeah.
down at this rate. Like Nature's keeps creep dragging like this. You have to set up some wards on your own half of the base, which they've started to do, and you need to catch this Nature's.
Dude, he's just dragging creep waves constantly. They're like top lane and mid lane have both been dragged into their own base.
Backdoor's about to go
And-
down from the bottom.
Yeah.
As well.
I was gonna say backdoor's about to expire from the bottom side, so he's gonna get some damage on this
Oh,
barrack.
it's happening.
There's no
This
way
range
it
is
dies.
gonna die. It's gonna die. It's gonna die. Oh.
Wait, there's one more. There's one more treant. There's one more treant going for it.
Get it. Get it.
Meanwhile, into the jungle, they find Crit. Sprout with the nullifier. He is dead. Looking for Snake King. He's gonna be able to force snap the safety, but Desire's found. Uh-oh. Pangolier. You are getting absolutely mind flayed on the side of Falcons right now. You're desperately trying to save your base from these Nature's Prophet Treants. Meanwhile, AVULUS making plays elsewhere, finding important pickoffs.
Maybe this is where Falcons wants them. Finally, a team fight about to happen as AVULUS comes to us. We can land our spells, except Pango is dead. So now you're gonna have to stall out until Pango respawns. And then you can finally find the team fight you've been looking for 42 minutes. 3 minutes on Aegis, so you can patiently do this.
Team fight?
I think so. They've been trying. They were like pushing top and stuff. They just got ratted, and they weren't able to like hold any position long enough. It's the annoying thing about this Terrorblade Illusions plus Nature's Prophet, right? You can push so many different things at once, and you try to match it with the boost of travel on the Earthshaker, but it's not quite been enough.
I kind of like the idea of the Bloodthorn for the Terrorblade. Pretty cool idea, dealing with the Medusa, right? She also has the Butterfly. You don't necessarily want to build an MKB because you can get some value out of the Bloodthorn elsewhere. And if you happen to catch her with Manta down, your Reflection plus Bloodthorn does some serious work.
Yeah, and you can force the Manta because you're using the Reflection. She doesn't want to let that Reflection live, so she Mantas. And then as long as you can figure out the real one, you can use that Bloodthorn.
I will top himself off. Yep, just under the Medusa illusion, and it is time to start threatening the base. Another Treant. Okay, there was a ranged Rex there, and it's gone. 2 lanes down now for Falcons. Feeling the pressure as Pangolier still sidelined for 30 seconds. What were you saying there?
There's 1 barracks left. That makes it even easier to micro the Treant. They just
easier
go top.
To defend.
Guess that's
surely he can't backdoor the 1 lane of barracks, right?
Oh, can't he? All right, Pango's back up. You can take a full team fight now. And I do still think the actual team fight for Falcons is stronger when you finally get to connect the spells. But boy, has it been hard to connect the spells.
This is where Shadow Shaman like feasts as well, right? Because like you're forced to get dragged around the map, and Shadow Shaman's one of, if not the best pickoff heroes in all of Dota.
He's got a BKB queued as well, so he can finally just jump in safely. You'll have to be a little worried about the Medusa Stone Gaze, I suppose, and we never got a basher on Pango actually this game.
They found him.
Speaking of
pickoff. Yep, and in comes the Nature's Prophet, Nullifier out. The damage going to come through. Even the Swift blink for the attack speed. They get the kill.
That was really scary. I thought he was going to get too close, and the blink echo was about to get in there.
Yeah, that was very close.
But successful pick off. Pango dead again. Straight back top. Send in the illusion. Send in the Treant, but don't get echoed.
Yes. The Echo Slam. Oh. Doesn't quite get to... Okay.
Dude.
Terrorblade is taking a lot of damage. The Ravage, the turnaround, the second Ravage, but where's the follow-up? It's going to be an Ice Path Macro Fire out from Fly to take down the Ringmaster. And that's 2 Ravages down just for the support.
Oh, they did kill Smiling Knight. How'd they get him?
Just skitter things. The Medusa. Hold up. Okay, yeah, this is a the banner kind of backfiring. That's a lot of Maelstrom procs or Mjolnir procs.
So, I feel like this is the story of the game, right? Skitter will kill everyone, but no one is getting close to him, and his team has not been able to lock them down, lock AVULUS down, and allow Medusa to just walk up and hit. It's just constantly been summons, backdooring, sending in illusions to push in lanes. If you can finally have Medusa deliver the damage, you will kill them. But what do you need to make that happen? I don't know, because they're all pretty farmed, and they're still struggling to make it happen.
All right, I'm going to have a quiz for you here. I hope you've been taking notes.
Oh, you know.
How long has it been since Falcons have gotten a kill?
17 minutes and 47 seconds.
Pretty dang close, actually. Their last kill was at 32 minutes, and it was against Fly. So they've been sitting here dealing with this nonsense for too long, and well, top lane, 2 more Nature's Prophet Treants are coming. Uh-oh. Now they're just going to go straight onto the high ground here with Skitter and see if they can actually just force back AVULUS. They need to. But you might be getting Mega'd at the exact same time.
Divine Rapier Medusa's making quick work here of these buildings. Gotta be
I
careful
feel like
going
this
in.
is the only thing you can do. You have to start punishing this. Macropire out, force
avoid
map to
that
safety. Skitter is getting a lot done. He's actually nearly taken out half of Mobe's health immediately. Still at max mana. Now, Mega Creeps is secured, but they're just going to go for the throne instead. Falcons are making the call. Mobe, he's TPing to the other side. He's like, we can't actually kill Skitter. We've got to try and base race them. Delay is the name of the game. There's the Ravage out here. It actually catches snaking as well. The Hex here onto the Medusa, saved by the escape act, trying to hobble away, but Skitter shackled up, feared away. In comes the Terrorblade. The Stone Gauge is doing work, but Mobe, he comes in as well. They get the kill. She's dead, but she takes down the Terrorblade in the process, and Maureen will grab that Divine Rapier, but he pays for it with his life. Finally, it took us so long to get a fight, and we get one. But the price paid heavily from Falcons as Mega Creeps are secured, and they cannot end the game.
Even without Divine Rapier, this Medusa is still pretty scary. I was about to say things are going to slow down here. I don't know if they can get slower. But AVULUS has Megas, so they don't have to go crazy. They do want to push up, see if you can force a buyback, but at the same time, you can't risk giving the Divine back.
Yeah, Divine on Nature's Prophet is going to be kind of cracked.
It actually makes him more scared to rat, I gotta say.
Yeah.
The Midas is working!
All right, here we go. Surely the high ground siege begins. They don't know about buyback status, right? Ringmasters is on cooldown, but the Medusa is available.
You should absolutely wait for Aegis right now. There's no way you should push as AVULUS. This is not worth the risk. They even see Mobe. Okay, they made out the roll because he does have Swift Link.
He has a moon shard in his backpack on the Nature's Prophet. Surely he eats that.
Like, this is essentially for elimination. You know, if AVULUS loses any games, it's very likely they get eliminated. You have to play this safe. You have Divine.
Yeah.
You have Megas. Just get the next Roshan. Get an Aegis on this Nature's Prophet. And then you're in a good spot. You don't even have to do anything different. The gameplay is the same. Keep sending Treants and Illusions at the tier 4s now. Now that you got Megas instead of tier 3s, it's tier 4s. And you can't get too close because that's where the echo comes in. Like, now that you're funneling all these Megas and Illusions and Treants into one spot, you get wrecked by a Mega Echo. So you just gotta let the Illusions and all that do their work. And when they force a harder fight, that's where you've got the Divine Rapier. It's the exact same game plan that has been very thrilling to watch the whole time, but it's working. And you gotta just do it and finish this game out. Do not go crazy and give the Divine Rapier back. But also don't take too long, because if a second Divine Rapier comes out on Skitter, we're gonna sit for another 10 minutes. And he's, it's almost done. He's foregone buyback on Medusa. He needs another 100 gold for this second Divine.
Yeah. Oh, here it comes. Has it locked on the courier, I believe, at the moment.
As you should, pub players. Lock your components. Don't just send a Divine on couriers. That's wild behavior. All right. Aegis onto the Natures.
And surely another refresher shard. I don't know who you put it on. Maybe you drop it on the Shaman and he just double ward drops. Yeah, he does have it now. It's like maybe just double ward drops the high ground. Maybe they'll give it to... Okay, they just give it to Ziva anyway. Screw me. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think Medusa can deal with the... He's just lying the whole time. You can deal with you can deal with Mass Serpent wards as Medusa. So I think the double Ravage will be a little better. Keep the supports out of the fight, right? Like Ringmaster just can't do anything. He has no BKB. Same with Warlock. right, Desire taking an angle on the side because he's gonna go for. God, Malread. Just looking for his courier, almost catches Desire.
Oh boy, they know he's in there. They're gonna just blink Ravage. They don't know exactly, but there it is. The Nullifier, the Ice Path is on top of him. Amar's dead, does have buyback. That will be Ravage #1. With the Refresher Shard, they can do it again.
It's actually a surprisingly low mana Medusa. For the build she went, she really does not have a huge mana shield here. She does still have a Nemesis Curse, though, which is making this Divine Rapier real scary. These Mega Creeps don't even look like Mega Creeps to Medusa. They just look like regular creeps.
Yeah.
That might actually backfire in a team fight, where maybe it's good to build up some Megas to get a stronger Echo. Maybe he's got to turn Split Shot off for a bit. All right, we're getting into the late game. I don't expect this to end before 60 minutes at this rate. Because
it's got to end before 60 minutes. There's no way.
I'm not allowed to see a tier 5 neutral. That's in my contract.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that. Might need to renegotiate. I don't know.
I mean, for tier 5s, I don't even know if you need to take Book of the Dead for AVULUS, which is more rat potential, but I don't think Medusa actually even cares. Spider Legs, free mobility is always good. I think you want Book of the Dead if you're Falcons.
There's no shot we cast like 4 50+ minute games in a row, right?
Oh, I'll have you know that's exactly what I scripted. So
you gotta share these things
buddy.
with me ahead of time.
Buckle
so I know.
up, buddy. You didn't show up to the meeting. It's not my fault.
Oh my god. Yeah, it'd be nice, you know, trying to plan my day out correctly.
I mean, we're just in the holding period right now.
Would you
I don't know.
believe me if I
you're
told
not-
you we were only halfway through this game?
I would believe you. Looks like they were waiting for a refresher on Fly. So he's got Ags, Macro Pyre, ×2 with double Ravage. If you can catch him no BKBs, that's a lot of zone control in the team fight. And in that zone control, just send Illusions and Trance at the base. And then come back in 180 seconds and do it again. There's the first Ravage.
The Ravage! He gets the Aeon Disc to protect him, instantly pops the BKB. They need to punish this. They need to get more. The base actually just getting sieged here by these Treants. They've got to deal with it. In comes a second Ravage, but the follow-up not quite there. The rest of AVULUS is sitting back. They do manage to take down the Pangolier. Mobe and Desire grab that kill, and the Medusa trying to fight heads up here against the Terrible Lady. He's forced to sunder and get away, but your throne being taken down here by these summons. Body blocking up the Treant. They do get him with the Dagon, and now, well, I feel like everything's been spent. Can AVULUS do it, though? Can they go back in and close out this game, or are we about to see a full another reset and wait
this is a
for
full
the
reset.
sixth Roshan timing?
Full reset here. Okay, so this is where you have to stop farming on heroes like Nature's. I know it's tempting as a core, but like, what else could you possibly buy at this point? Like, he can consume Ags, I guess. But beyond that, right, you have to give gold to your supports. Imagine Refresher Shadow Shaman, double ult drop, or give him, like, I don't know, some other items. Jakiro, have him start pivoting to a right-click build or some shit. You know, like, they need gold, and the core, who is, like, 12 slotted, can't keep taking the gold, because there's no end point for that gold.
Yeah.
Now, right now, they're going, well, actually, I haven't consumed my Aghanims yet, so there's a little bit more of an end point for the gold. But at some point, it's not worth it. Like, the backpack, Refresher, backpack Aeon, compared to having a Hex on a support, a Blink Hex, is, like, that's all you need. You didn't need a third set of spells. You just needed to Blink Hex kill guy that the support can set up, because you don't have room for the Hex. So I want to see the support start to farm more. Falcons, go ahead and just buy another Midas. Get one on snaking. You're not leaving the base. You got to get gold some way. Start Midasing some stuff.
Well, actually, you guys, I need to keep farming so I can buy you moon shards.
Radiant's
I'd be open to a moon shard on, give Jakiro a moon shard.
Yeah.
Get him a Deso, tier 5, second Deso. We saw a Morphling copy of Jakiro the other day, and the attack speed was crazy. Fly did go Twin Terror this game too, so like, you know, everyone else, you're focused on the Shaman, the Natures, the Terrorblade. Surprise! Jakiro in the back, double hitting the Ancient down. Let's go, I'm ready.
He should just sell all of his items, pivot right into a carry build if he gets like a tier 5 that allows him to hit throne.
I think so. He's got this Greaves queued up. I think that's... It's not going to do anything, Fly. That's like one auto attack from a Medusa. Get Diffusal. Get Disperser, Fly. Think how much effective damage that is versus the Medusa.
Actually, Disperser sounds sick in general.
Yeah.
All right, bottom lane here. Hexed up here on Skitter, but the Rolling Thunder out from Amar, gonna cause a little bit of damage. He's just immediately TPing out. He's like, I've seen this happen a few times, too many.
They do need a Crimson Guard on Falcons. Otherwise, eventually their base will be ratted down. Someone's got to get a Crimson Guard because it helps to absorb the illusion hits and treant hits. Granted, the treants hit like crazy, but still, you need like something. And you need Abyssals. That's another thing.
Oh,
Ravage.
the Ravage. It's caught the Medusa. He refreshes. There is Escape Axe. Second Ravage. Macro Pyre being dropped on top of him. Can they actually kill Skitter? No. Well, maybe the chase forward. There's the Golem. Skitter incredible. He dies to the reflection. He is going to buy back with his Smiling Knight as well. The Thunder at the last possible moment will bail him out. She does recover her Divine Rapier, but that is a very big buyback to get.
Uh-oh, with that, Falcons might have to sit in their base until that's available again.
God damn it.
All right, in another 2 minutes, they'll have another refresher available. There's a 6-minute window here where buybacks on cooldown, and you wait for your double refreshers all up on AVULUS. You try, it works, it doesn't work. You wait, you try again, and then eventually she'll have buyback again at that point, and then you're like, you're waiting. We're actually gonna see tier 5s this game. It's happening. 30 more seconds. What do you mean don't jinx us? It's 30 more seconds. How can we not see them?
What if Falcons smoked up and died outside of the base right now?
That's certainly a play that they could make, but I don't think they will.
Okay.
They're down, not dumb.
A man can dream, A man can dream.
I'm dreaming right now, tier 5 neutrals. This is exactly. Finally, let's go.
All right, so realistically, neutral items don't have as much impact as they used to. The tier 5s are kind of the main exception, right? Because there are some really big items that you can grab, so they're gonna have to start farming this. What is this stuff even called? What stone? Something stone?
Madstone?
It's not Madstone, is it?
Oh.
Wow.
Is it not?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it is Madstone.
Is it actually?
Doubt me again, Ricky.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say
Desire.
Madstone, but that
Found
didn't
Earthshaker.
sound correct. Nullifier.
Proct?
Dispelled, but gets the BKB.
All right, he'll have to sit in base for another 2 minutes. Uh-oh. Watch out. All right, come on. Who's getting close to a tier 5?
Nature's Prophet, I think is...
Terrorblade has his.
He can get his.
Right. What's he got? Magic Lamp, Book of the Dead, Pirate Hat, and
He just has to take Minotaur Horn. Yeah.
All right. We got Book of the Dead on Terrorblade. Maybe you can get enough Book of the Dead and Medusa accidentally kills herself when she takes all the reflected damage.
Ooh, Magic Lamps for the supports, I think. Yeah, and a Meteor Hammer.
Fly, become a core. You know you want to. Look in. Hurricane Pike from that 4 staff. Disperser from nothing. All right.
Another Fallen
As they
Sky
say, 5th time's the charm. They're gonna
Is
get
this
another
only the
agent.
5th?
I don't know, dude. I can't count. We're 60 minutes in. It's probably 4th or 5th.
It's definitely not the 4th, because that's the 3rd refresher that I remember.
Does not make it the 5th?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember if there was one. I know I've counted 3. Maybe there was a 4th. Is what I was wondering. It's like it's either 5th or 6th, I think. But yeah, maybe.
Why? I don't have enough item slots for smokes and wards because of how many other items I have.
Okay, if you can't win with a 50,000 gold advantage,
whoa,
Dota is broken.
Back out, guys. There's lotuses to collect and finish this cheese. What's it called? Block of cheese. Ravage on the Medusa.
Hold on. Who'd they find? Escape Act is there. Second Ravage. Amar comes in with a Rolling Thunder. They just can't actually hit Skitter at all. They're going to turn around onto Amar. He does have the A on disc to combine as he's rolling, but you're thrown! The Shadow Shaman going for the back door. We've waited so dang long for them to try and make this play.
Do it, Desire!
Should do it. Finally, AVULUS closed this game out at 63 minutes with a Shadow Shaman.
And push a faster tempo, like you said. Silence is really good. You'll have the auras and the Darkseer. You don't really have an aura builder on Falcons, right? So I see some early potential here.
All right, it is the final series, final game of the day. If you guys have been watching Dota on other streams, well, ours is the only one still running, so you don't have many choices left. As it's going to be AVULUS versus Falcons here. Fighting for that upper bracket. AVULUS desperately need the win. As for Falcons, they're still definitely in the middle of the group. They could, they could end up in the, elimination, or barely squeaking by. It's a close group, man. It's a very close group between these teams.
Yeah, you want the wins.
30 seconds to battle.
It's too close of a group to feel comfortable saying like, we'll get them next time. You need this win here. Malrine does not believe in the death. Courier gets killed with a stick on it.
What in the world? How?
I missed where it was going. I think, did it go through?
What did it actually get hit by?
Tower?
It doesn't even say.
Did it go through the tower?
The battle begins.
I guess.
Listen. He
Played a
kick
for Desire, I guess.
Okay, he's tired.
So Snaking, we see him do this a lot on his
They're gonna
support
kill
Mirana.
him. He's dead.
He goes for a lot of stats, and with this, it should be first blood. They're gonna try and give it to Skitter, but Snaking.
Just take it, Snaking. You deserve it. Just take it, Snaking.
Well, nice pop of the Fairy Fire to make sure it does go to a support. Snaking gets himself first blood. Well deserved, though.
Fortunately, Crit didn't get an attack in, so he doesn't even get an assist. But he helped. I saw that body block. Absolutely essential. I want to point out that Crit is ready to go 60 minutes because he took Fist of Death. He is ready to scale. Top lane, a bit of a bad start, losing the Courier like that and giving the first blood over. That's going to make it tricky. But part of it was that he was placing a deep ward. They expect to just creep drag this lane anyway. They have no intention of playing it normally, so the fact that you're giving first blood is not as bad as usual, I guess, like when you have to fight it out. Actually getting a pretty good trade versus Snaking here.
He's actually getting a lot of damage and not able to finish the job, but a lot of damage.
Damage coming into Amar down here as well.
There's level
Shackles
timing, though.
meta?
Instant cancel of the shackles, though, from Crit. They knew this was coming. So that's meta down. He will use this to CS pretty aggressively here. Maybe get a little chip damage or just some denies. We'll have to see. Yeah, so not the best meta that we've seen in terms of usage, but
part of it is to shove in
face.
Yeah, shove in the lane and start to reset the equilibrium just a little bit. Desire should be dead here. Oh, Fairy Fire maybe helping him to get the deny. Good aggro from Snaking.
Yeah, that was actually really smart.
Still, this is attention away from the lane, so Zibe farming up here. The lanes themselves are not their strong point, even though I think AVULUS will come online earlier. but it's not through the laning. It's more the level 6s, early aura items that they're willing to buy compared to Falcons. You just have to get through this next like 5-ish, 10-ish minutes. Get through the next 50 minutes as well, until we get to the true late game situation.
God, please no. Don't make me do it again.
I'll tell you, we barely got to see the tier 5 neutrals last time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Bottom lane having some fun here, getting aggressive with this Timberblade. He went 2 points for active armor, so he's just kind of looking to sustain through the last hits and the damage. That means they're probably not going to kill the Terrorblade or this Shadow Shaman anytime. But Desire, again, okay, surged off. He's going to survive. He is still level 1, it looks like, right? He's having a rough game.
Yeah, just been creep dragging this whole time, trying to get some stacks in as well. I don't hate the idea, but maybe you need boots if you're going to, like boots or a wind lace would have helped a lot with this idea. Snaking, good zone, making sure the water rune gets taken away from Mobe.
That's kind of big.
Get some healing back. Death Prophet doesn't have to have bottle charges to some degree if the matchup's good because she has a Spirit Siphon. So of course the extra regen goes a long way so that you can bully harder.
Gonna fort the wave and try and just chase down Malrine here. Now, he took a lot of damage from that swashbuckle, but does manage to kind of get it all back. How many times are we gonna see this over and over?
At least 6 more times, I would say.
Okay, that's a good number. Bottom lane, Smiling Knight in some trouble. Shadow Shaman not here to save him, and, well, Lamar gets the kill behind the tower with a 2-0-2 build. Kind of uncommon for the side lanes, right? We usually see a lot of points in the Timber Chain, but Fly, Hex immediately to cancel the shackles, and he's dead as well. A double kill for Lamar. Falcons off to a great start in this offlane.
World's best offlane Timbersaw player right there. Knows exactly what build to do in any given matchup. But now gonna pressure Smiling Knight even more. Maybe less pressure than I thought there, actually.
He's gonna be okay.
He can't walk up to get the last hit, at least.
Yeah.
That's pressure.
Early mana boots as well, which, I mean, doesn't seem all that important since he only has one ability at the moment, but once he gets his level 5, I imagine we'll start to see the Timber Chain, and then he'll be dancing back and forth all over the lane, and well, with Skitter actually making a rotation through the Twin Gate, they just kill Terrorblade again. This is going to be your whole tower. The Catapult's still alive. Timbersaw that can tank it.
Skitter actually leaves right away. Doesn't want to slow his farm speed too much. So I think you guarantee that tower if you hang around a little bit. AVULUS looks like they're actually going to keep this tower alive. I think that could have been a little bit of a harder punish, but still, you killed the Terrorblade twice when he had not bought back. He TP'd back. There we go. Even worse if he had bought back. So it's still a very successful rotation. Allowed by the fact that they've been pushing in this lane top all the time, so you never know what Skitter's up to. He's probably just jungling, but surprise, sometimes he rotates in.
They're going to find Zibe here, and with Malrine being level 6, you can't contest this Wisdom Rune at all. So on the other side, it will be Mobe. He is scouted by a ward. Spear Siphon coming out, crit. Needs to put the Impale out and run. Meanwhile, Timbersaw's coming in. Here comes the Exorcism, Rolling Thunder as well. Mobe, I think he survives this, to be honest. I don't think you can fight the Exorcism, can you? He needs another Spirit Siphon. Never mind, he can. Fly does not make it in time. And with this will be 2 kills at the end of the day. Oh boy.
And double. Okay, actually, Mobe did get the Wisdom Shrine. I didn't notice that. So,
yeah,
somewhat of a success. That's a play for his supports right there. And if the chain stunts hadn't been so good, I think he would get one more Spirit Siphon off and might still die, but get like a return kill in exchange. So good spell usage from Falcons, and gonna be overall happy with that series of events.
Well, it is 7-0 and a 3,000 gold lead here at the 8-minute mark. I think they are very happy with how this game is going. As your first exorcism doesn't net you a tower, and didn't even net you a kill, so they're feeling pretty good.
Can you believe Falcons won't be able to take this 3K lead and end before 70 minutes?
I would lose my mind. What is the TA building, by the way? Is it just going to be the Dragonlance in the safe lane?
For now, it's a Dragonlance. Yeah, we'll see what she goes for after that. As part of playing faster, we sometimes see the blinks after the Dragonlance. The Shard, Aghanim Shard could be good. And like I said, 3K lead is a pretty good start. Take some early towers. You have to be careful. They've got the Vanguard on Zibe, so they'll have some early auras.
They really want to punish this Timbersaw, and you kind of need to, right? Whenever he gets this aggressive this far down the lane, you have to find a way to punish it. There's going to be the Shackle coming out here in a moment, but do they have the damage? Amar trying to turn it around. There it is. The Shackle finally coming through. The kill goes to Fly as Mobe looks for crit. Doesn't have the damage. He's going to go back to his mid lane to defend.
What is this amplified damage going? Maybe you could push mid with it. Exorcism will be up in 10, and you've got 3 spirits collected, so this is a very strong exorcism.
That is a good point. One of the benefits of your team dying is you do get their spirits.
I think it's only enemy team, isn't it? Is your team?
No, I think it's every hero.
Oh. Yo, why is it?
It used to be only enemies, but now it's, I'm pretty sure, any hero.
Well, get in there, guys. Give me more spirits.
Right? Like, don't you really want to contest this rune right now, Fly? It'd be really cool if you did. Top lane, it's
Contested from their stairs.
Yeah. Ringmaster will get himself an invis.
Yeah, Invis Wheel of Wonder. That could be a good old surprise. Just looking around, stealing a bounty for now. Looks like Mobe does want to push mid. They've got a catapult here.
I mean, they just can't push into this Pango Swashbuckle constantly being here. So it looks like Mobe is going to smoke with his team, head towards top lane where he'll meet up with the Darkseer. And with that, I think they will try and take their first tower of the game. Well, they're actually smoking, looking for the Templar Assassin. Yeah, they're pinging, but he's already left. Yeah, they know something's up. No one is showing on the map. They're definitely smoking topside. And, well, Falcon's going to try their own smoked bottom to see if they can get their hands on the Terrorblade. The line's drawn perfectly. Chao Chan was like, hey, by the way, in case you're wondering, Terrorblade, where the enemy team is, they're right here. And he gets caught anyway. So that is going to be stun, finger of death, and...
Is it? Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, that was close.
He was halfway in the Thunder animation because an arrow connected on an illusion. His team will take the top tower, giving him a little bit more space to farm when he respawns, but successful kill for Falcons and the first of potentially many Finger of Death kill stacks.
I hope so, you know?
I want to see Crit punch someone to death.
He could do that in game and real life, I'm sure, if he wanted. I'm not saying he would, but he definitely could.
Gentleman, he'll keep it to the game. He'll keep it to the game. Shield rune going to the Tango here.
Yeah.
So much dive potential with the next Swashbuckle, or next Rolling Thunder. Yeah, the Swashbuckle is strong. He's got the Diffusal Blade. You got to be careful of that. Top 3 net worth spots for Falcons. Growing to a 4K gold lead now. Haven't found a lot of kills. I mean, it is 8-1, so I guess they kind of have. But
I mean, it's really hard to find an opening here on AVULUS because the Death Prophet, she does a lot of damage, but you need the catch, and so it's got to come from the Shadow Shaman. So they're making a play topside here. I mean, Snake King's not the best kill, but they will take it. Atos is out. There's the silence, the Hex, and the Shackle. They will be able to grab themselves a pick off on a Snake King. I guess on a killing spree ends up being kind of worth it.
Is under attack.
it's true. There's no objective to go for top, though. And they'll just take the Watcher and... Oh, do you go defend mid? It's a little too late. It doesn't feel so worth it, getting a Mirana, losing your mid tower.
Yeah.
They'll head bottom, but it's a little bit early. It's only 13.5 minutes. You'd have to sit here for quite a while for Tormentor, unless you want to go for the Wisdom Shrine. Which, you know, maybe you could go for the tier 1 tower in the off lane, use Exorcism for that. Mirana ult, sneaking the Lion and the Pango in deep, looking for another Finger of Death kill here. Think they caught sight of the illusions walking out?
It's too far. They don't want to chase that far. I don't blame them. That's it's a good gank trying to find him right before the Tormentor spawn. They do have a ward bottom that's kind of giving them some vision, and Fly will use this time to steal away the Wisdom Shrine as he gained like over a full level.
Well, his team, his Ringmaster also got the Radiant Wisdom Shrine.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The prize is mine.
It's a much bigger gold lead, but man, am I getting flashbacks to last game, dude. It's
They're just slowing down and farming. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 14 minutes into the game, so I don't blame them for wanting to farm towards their first set of big items. I'm just wondering what they're going to be playing for. I feel like Tormentor
Dire are scanning.
should be a no-brainer play for Falcons, but Dire, the scan comes out. They're going to actually come right through the Twin Gate as the scan expires, so they do not know that they are here, but the smoke pops. There's a TA trap on the high ground revealing everything. Ward Sentry dropped on the other side. Malrine has a haste. He's just going to immediately pop the Rolling Thunder and fly while he walks right into the side of Falcon's Desire, hiding in the trees for now. Oh, they see him. They should see him. Yeah,
we
they
go.
do. It's
That
like
would've
the
been
Tormentor
hilarious.
would reveal where he is.
That would have been really funny.
And well, Snake King's going to get himself a free shard.
Could have been a decent time to fight. Exorcism and Shadow Shaman ult are strong around that little choke point, but having the smoke break as they come out of the Twin Gate under a trap was very unfortunate for AVULUS. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, from there, it's just, you've lost the element of surprise. Try for this
Trying to make a
Timber
play
Saw, though.
here onto the Timber. I mean, it's a lot of damage. They've got him. He's so close to his Lotus, too. That would have been a completely different situation if he has the Lotus there. So good heads up play there from AVULUS. Try and punish him before that item gets delivered. And Mobe, I'm curious what he's going to buy next. He's sitting on about 2,600 gold. I imagine he was wanting to go Boots of Travel. I just wonder if that's too greedy.
Yeah, the game is, of course, they don't see the gold lead, but I think you need something to help you survive when you're this far. You need the Death Prophet has to go in with the ult and the Spirit Siphons. She has to stay alive because that baits the enemy team to get together, for the rest of the heroes to land their spells, and for Terrorblade to have the space to just stand and attack with the meta. If she can't live, the whole team fight breaks apart outside of like very small pickoffs with the like shackles. So not committed yet, but he has the Ghost Scepter and Blink queued up. He's gonna buy the
Buys
Blink
the
for
Blink.
now.
All right. I mean, the Atos, Blink, Silence, it's a lot to play around. You can stay on your target, right, with that Spirit Siphon, which is really good. We'll just have to see if it ends up being enough. As Falcons have built a pretty substantial lead here. Blink and Diffusal done on the Pango. As for Zibe, he's going straight to the Guardian Greaves after the Halberd, so he just wants to start building these auras for his team.
There's smoke up. You got the Lion Blink. See if you can find anyone pushing mid. Wait for that 18-minute rune. I feel like Falcons is mind flayed from game one. Like, they have a pretty big lead. I think usually they'd be a little bit more aggressive, but they're being very cautious with how they go about the game this time.
Well, Rolling Thunder comes out. They find the Death Prophet, and she is dead immediately alongside the Ringmaster. That's about as good a find as you can get, and that means Roshan is free for the taking. So a 10,000 gold advantage and now a Aegis advantage will be there for Falcons.
And the real win is that Crit did manage to punch the Ringmaster, so he got 2 Finger of Death kills from that play.
Funny enough, I was actually going to ask you that exact thing. I was gonna say, you know, in terms of scaling and what to look forward to, it is really that Lion.
11K lead at 19 minutes. Falcons not happy with how game 1 went. Back with a vengeance here in game number 2. Arrow doesn't connect.
Yeah, they have an Atos. He drops the wall. He's like, nah, I'm not dealing with this. But what he doesn't realize is there is a TA closing in here in just a moment. There's another stun, Meld Strike, everything to finish the job. Skitter will get the kill. A nice pick off here from the supports of Falcons.
Skitter already at 10 Deso stacks.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Manta's almost done for Terrorblade. The ratting potential starting to increase back to their roots from game 1.
Mid lane, Malrine looking for a Rolling Thunder target. I mean, with the TA nearby, you could probably make for a dive play. Well, instead they will find Fly, forces the escape act, and he gets the blink out. Very nicely done. They will get the Ringmaster for this, though. So, Pops a strong...
Will they?
No, no way. Strongman Tonic and the mech. Skitter, Meld strikes up on the high ground, gets the kill, but will get caught from the Atos. They just pull him back in with a vacuum. Now Skitter, he's gonna be dead once, does have the Aegis. This Exorcism needs to get a lot done here. Do they have the Wheel of Wonder? They do. Fears him right into it, but a big Rolling Thunder in from Malrine, trying to keep back Fly, and Desire, will he bop back for this? They don't manage to kill Skitter twice, but Mobe, aggressive jump forward. The wall comes out as well. As they continue to hunt here on the side of AVULUS, they need these kills. They're not gonna find it.
Radiant's middle
Getting the TA is better than expected, I gotta say. If she didn't go for the Ringmaster like that, I really don't know how you would have ever killed her, but even after having gone in that deep, the catch from AVULUS is a little lacking, and so we see them all just slowly back away together, and you can't stop that. Otherwise, you could have had a much harder punish. But it's just the supports really who catch, and if the supports go in, they die. That's what happened to the Shadow Shaman.
I mean, have you seen how farmed Snaking is? He's level 13. He almost has an Aghanim Scepter. Like, he's gonna pass Darkseer at this rate. Yeah, it is.
It's good versus Terrorblade and the Darkseer illusions. Why not? He's gonna be prepped for the 70-minute games if he's this rich.
Moonlight Shadow. Falcons looking to find an opening here. I'm not sure if they saw them on a sentry somewhere, but yeah. They're going to continue to chase. Rolling Thunder, he's just going to commit it. They actually just find Desire onto the high ground. Really nice stuff there from Falcons.
Ricky, I've got a feeling this one's not going to go to 70 minutes the way it's looking.
So.
Yeah, 17K is quite a lot. You may not know this, but at 22 minutes, That's
What do you mean I might not know this?
A
Do I not
shitload
know
of money.
numbers?
That's a lot of money at 22 minutes. So AVULUS has to just play the creep cutting game, the avoid the fight. It's pretty much the same as last game, but they're 17, 18K behind. Whereas last game, it was at least closer.
I think they were ahead, honestly, because they had like the
Some
Nature's
point, yeah.
Prophet and the Terror Blade, right? So they were chilling. This time, though,
This is
tier 2 after
this is
tier 2
pretty
falling. Yeah.
for Falcons. The Aghanims on the Pango is over halfway done. TA is obviously huge. Timbersoft does a lot versus these tanky melee heroes.
Oh,
Maybe to find
he's
that
stuck.
Timbersoft? Not
They're
for
going to do it
tanking on his
again.
own.
Wheel of Wonder comes out. He gets the reactive armor off. It might save him, and it does. Lion sacrificing himself here to bail out his Timber. Now Malrine with the Rolling Thunder going in aggressively, but underneath the Exorcism and the damage from the Terrorblade will turn and run instead. Mobe trying to chase after the Mirana, but she gets the leap off. There's going to be the Lotus. Or not Lotus, the Atos comes out. They do finally take down Snaking. So both supports dead. AVULUS finding something here right outside their base.
Gold lead barely shifted for that, but maybe they can get the tier 1 tower at least. This is a level 16 meta Terror Blade, so at least you can get a tier 1 for your troubles. An intimidating Timber Chain thrown out by Amar as a warning.
Dude, how hype would have been if they had an Iron Branch and just plant it and he just gets pulled right into the enemy team? That would have been sick. That was close. Almost finds Malrine there on the vacuum.
Very scary. I actually think he might be able to get away anyways, but those are the kind of kills you need to find, right? You need Falcons to overextend a little bit to catch them off guard. Desire has, or Fly this time on the Shadow Shaman, has the Blink, so you can try to catch people with the Blink Hex Shackles. It's not easy though, but it might be one of your few avenues back into this game.
I mean, the gold lead at least isn't increasing for Falcons, right? It's staying static or slightly going back the side of AVULUS. If you can trend that way for the next 40 minutes, we might get that 60 to 80 minute game you were hoping for.
I was hoping for it. I'm just saying that's what's in the script.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies.
But I do hope the script is right.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tendrils of the Deep. Oh my god.
Dude, that spell owns.
It's pretty cool. We do see the Terrorblade Illusion starting to push out multiple lanes, like we saw in the last game. So Falcons committed down here, waiting for, I think, a combination of Tormentor, which they've now finished, as well as taking the tier 2 tower. Trying to at least push in the other lanes on AVULUS. Try to rat a little bit. Even got the Serpent Wards to maybe get someone to come home if you want to commit it. Not quite yet,
Dire's top tower is under
but
attack.
it's just what you got to do. You can't take any team fights when you're 18K behind. That team fight's just not going to work out.
The flamethrower on the Timber Saw is one of those shards that, like, I forget exists because no one really ever builds it. But it's a good shard, I feel like. I feel like it's kind of fun. Also, just cutting down trees is very much lore accurate, and I think people got to take that into consideration when playing the hero.
Yeah, lore.
Also,
also
Amar is
good for
somehow
building
past the
damage.
TA in net worth. I actually don't know how this is possible.
I got the shard.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah, but, like,
Free money there.
that's not that much of a difference. He's just huge. Level 18?
Dire's top tower is under
He's just farming a lot. I mean, he can play so aggressive, right? He's died a couple times, but
Radiant's bottom tower has
he is near unkillable lest the enemy team commit everything. So he's just been very aggressively farming while his team stands behind him. So it's funneled a lot of net worth into him. It's also just Amar, so
tower is under
That's
attack.
true.
he
Valid
just
point.
gets extra gold.
Yeah, it's in his contract, right? That's the idea.
Exactly. Falcons playing it safe, though, just waiting for the next Roche. It will be up shortly. And I think with that second Aegis on the TA, you can look to try to end the game. Get the Nullifier on the TA now. You can remove Escape Act, remove those Surges, some of these Ghost Scepters. Looking for a smoke, potentially. Positioning from AVULUS is not bad. What?
Radiant are scared.
Look away. Look away.
They're like, smoke up, guys. We got to do something. We pressed the button. Meanwhile, they've definitely scouted it out. Denied shield rune. Kind of nice. Yeah, what happened? How did this get used? Did they run into something? It's just an accident? I'm not sure.
I think it was an accident. I don't know what happened, but it's really unfortunate because you need the damage from that exorcism. So you just have to leave now. Zip A found. Gonna be killed.
Oh boy.
Gonna get a 4th finger death kill.
It's an early nullifier out from the Templar Assassin.
Dire's top tower.
Yep. And now Falcons was probably hella confused. I think they saw the ghost and they're like, wait, did we read our own TA innate wrong? Like, no, it's not up yet. Exorcism's just going. It's like, oh, I guess just wait it out. That's exactly what they do. They go in after. Now they're going to get Roche. And then you're going to head to the high ground, just sit behind. I would say just sit behind TA and let her do it. But actually, Timber's also pretty unkillable. They almost find Malrine, knowing that they can't contest Roche.
Yeah, this is where having Exorcism would have been real nice. He'd be dead. You could then go over to Roshan.
Tell you what, they're ratting tier 1 bottom, though.
Heckin' yeah.
Take that, Falcon.
Smiling Knight. So 21,000 gold advantage, Aegis and Banner now for the side of Falcons. You've got to take high ground, right? There's no more delaying this, I feel like. You've got everything you need. There's a pipe coming on your timber saw, which is huge. Silence actually managed to. Oh my god! There was a ringmaster there for a moment, and for his next act, he will disappear. Crit revealed here up onto the high ground. That Smiling Knight with an immediate meta, but the numbers are coming in fast. The Atos not going to connect. The Nullifier onto Fly will find that kill. So a 1-for-1.
Pretty good, though. You get 200 extra gold for the Lion compared to the Shaman, thanks to the 22k gold difference here.
It's not a good looking graph for AVULUS fans out there for sure.
There's no other items they're waiting for, right? What do you have? 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the Aegis. It's not like you're in that much of a rush, but here they come, bottom. Get to work.
I mean, they can definitely go high ground with Amar. This guy is so tanky, it's insane.
They just need to get together. Amar on the way.
Banner down.
Banner. Can at least use the Terrorblade illusions to slowly work down the banner, or I guess the tower can do it too if there are no creeps to tank for it. Okay, there we go.
All right, well, that will be the first tier 3 as they can look to turn their attention towards the actual lanes of barracks here. Terrorblade continuing to try and just shove top, farm towards his, I'm assuming, next big power item. It is a BKB, which, to be fair, he does desperately need.
It's pretty close. I think he actually can buy it if he wants to come home and join this. And here he comes.
All right,
gonna be
done.
A very difficult hold here.
Yeah, too little, too late potentially is your tier 3 tower in mid is now being sieged as well. Falcons. Continuing. Okay, they're just pulling up the midway. They want to make sure this does not get cut. All right, jump in. Mobe, silence onto 2. Crit with a nice stun. There goes the Wheel of Wonder, distracting this Timber Saw, but the damage from Malrine just takes out Desire, and the chain stuns onto Terrorblade. Well, he bought a BKB, and I don't think he's going to get to use it before this game is over as the chase continues into the base. They almost save the Shadow Shaman, but it's not enough. They're too far behind. 30,000 gold advantage, and here comes the Exorcism. Falcons, a much more convincing performance here in game 2. Game 1 was a little back and forth, a little shaky here and there. AVULUS got the win, but a very clean draft, and you know, AVULUS experimenting with his Death Prophet, thinking maybe it would give them the edge here in this game, but not quite. GG comes out, and that will do it for the day. Game 2 goes to Falcons as they split the